Close your eyes and imagine a world without cities, without countries, even without names. A world so ancient, it predates everything we know. The air is thick, heavy with the scent of raw earth. The trees stretch tall into the sky, untouched by axes. This is Earth, 2.5 million years ago. There are no humans as we know them. But something is stirring. In the heart of Africa, a creature stands up, not fully human, not fully ape. It's Homo habilis, our earliest known ancestor. He's small, barely over 4 feet tall, but what makes him special isn't his size, it's his mind. For the first time in history, something incredible happens. He picks up a stone and shapes it. That single act changes the course of life on Earth. It's not just a tool. It's a symbol of thought, of intention, of a beginning. And from that moment, nothing will ever be the same again. This was the spark. But the fire of humanity had just begun to burn. The moment Homo habilis shaped that first stone, it lit a fuse that would burn through time. These early tools weren't advanced, just chipped rocks used to crack bones or cut meat, but the idea behind them? Revolutionary. Imagine watching another creature, perhaps a predator, tear through its prey, and thinking, I can do that too, with help. That's behavior. That's planning. That's human. But something even more powerful begins to emerge: communication. Not words, not yet. But gestures, sounds, eye contact. The foundation of language. In the flick of a hand or a warning call, early humans began to share knowledge, something no other species had mastered. They taught each other how to survive. Which plants to eat. Which animals to avoid. How to use tools more effectively. The world was dangerous, but together, they were becoming unstoppable. In the silence of the savannah, something was growing louder, the voice of humanity. Now picture a sudden shift in the wind. Climate change, not the kind we talk about today, but brutal, natural swings that could freeze or fry entire landscapes. Food became scarce. Water sources dried up. The weak perished. But some adapted. Homo erectus entered the scene. Taller, stronger, more intelligent, and most importantly, a better thinker. Fire wasn't just something to fear anymore. It became a tool. A source of warmth. Protection. Cooked food meant better digestion, which fed bigger brains. And bigger brains meant more questions. Why does the fire burn? Why does the rain fall? Why do we die? The human mind was stretching. Reaching. The birth of curiosity, the birth of belief, the earliest signs of spirituality. Under the stars, beside glowing embers, these ancestors weren't just surviving, they were beginning to wonder. Fire changed everything, but so did movement. Migration began. Small groups of early humans left Africa, walking into the unknown. Asia. Europe. They crossed rivers, climbed mountains, and faced creatures far more powerful than them. Woolly mammoths. Saber-toothed cats. Freezing ice ages. Yet they adapted. Built shelter. Hunted in groups. Created the first strategies. And they didn't just move their bodies, they moved their minds. In the caves of France and Spain, they began drawing. Animals. Hunts. Human figures. These weren't just scribbles, they were stories. Imagine that. For the first time, an idea was preserved. A memory, frozen in paint and stone. It wasn't just survival anymore. It was expression. And with expression came identity. Culture. The first whispers of us, as a people, not just a species. The minds of early humans continued to evolve, and so did their societies. Tribes formed, roles were assigned: hunters, gatherers, firekeepers, elders. They began burying their dead, sometimes with tools or ornaments. This was more than ritual. It was a sign they understood loss, and perhaps believed in something after death. Then came something even more astonishing: language. Not just grunts and calls, but true words. Words that could describe time, danger, joy, love. Language didn't just allow humans to communicate, it allowed them to think differently. With language, you could plan a hunt before it happened. You could pass wisdom across generations. You could tell stories that shaped behavior. And one story stood above all: we are not alone. We belong to something greater. The birth of human behavior wasn't just physical. It was emotional, spiritual, and deeply social. Now, fast forward, not to today, but to the moment just before recorded history. The first seeds were planted. The first villages were built. The first myths were told. From shaping stones to shaping civilizations, humanity had come a long way. But that ancient fire? It still burned. Because what truly defines us isn't our tools, our strength, or our survival. It's our behavior. Our ability to think, to feel, to love, to fear, to hope. Look at yourself. At the world around you. The skyscrapers. The science. The stories we tell. They all began with that first flicker of awareness, 2.5 million years ago. And now, it's your turn to carry that story forward. So if this journey moved you, don't just scroll away. Fire like, subscribe, and be part of this incredible human legacy. Let's keep asking questions, telling stories, and remembering where we came from. Because our past is still alive in us.